Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to teach you the subject chemistry and the topic is separation of components of a mixture method. So there are 6 types of ways to separate a solid liquid mixture. Number 1 hand picking, number 2 threshing, number 3 winnowing, number 4 sieving, number 5 magnetic separation and number 6 sublimation. So now I am going to define them. Number 1, hand picking. As the name says, picking from the hand is known as hand picking. So the definition would be something that we pick from our hand is known as hand picking. So now the second point is threshing. There is a field of wheat and the grains are grown on the stalks. If we take a bunch of 10 or 15 stalks and beat them, the grains are separated from the stalks. So this process is known as threshing. So we can write like this: when the grains are separated from the stalks, is known as threshing. And one more thing, the outer covering of a grain is known as husk or chaff. This is the outer covering, also known as husk or chaff. So now the third point is winnowing. We have to stand on height and we need some grains. We have to mix the grains and we will see the result that the husk and the grains are separated, and we have to stand at the opposite positioning from the air is blowing. So the definition would be separation of husk or chaff and grains is known as winnowing. So now the point number 4, sieving. The method sieving depends on the size. The smaller particles can be easily passed through the sieve and the bigger particles are left on the sieve. So this process is known as sieving. And the example of sieving can be wheat flour. So the definition would be when the bigger solids are left on the sieve and the smaller particles can easily pass through the sieve. So this process is known as sieving. So now our next point is number 5, magnetic separation. As the name says, separation of a magnet. So if we will mix the sulfur and some iron fillings, for example iron nails or something made up of iron, and we will use a magnet to separate the iron fillings mixed in the sulfur. So this process is known as magnetic separation. So the definition can be separating something made up of iron through a magnet This process is known as magnetic separation. So now our last and the sixth point is sublimation. When something changes into gases formed directly from a solid substance and then to a solid substance directly from a vapor is known as sublimation. For example, instant sticks or agarbatti, if we light them up, they convert into gaseous state, and then the gaseous states convert into solid again. The process is known as sublimation. So definition we can write: when the solid changes into vapors, into gaseous state, directly and then to solid state again, the process is known as sublimation.